Okay.
Right. All right, welcome back. It's been a little bit. It's good to see y'all again. Or, well, I can't see none of y'all. I hope not.
Mysterious.
Oh,
You sure?
but of course, I'm Adam.
I'm Johnny.
And we got a couple new faces here. Well, one new face. Marianne's back. She's been with us before. But
Hey.
we got Big Bubba. He is a character at a haunt we've actually covered before, Malice Manor in southern Indiana. Going to be chatting with him for a little bit. I think we're going to have a good time. So, stick with us, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. OmEn Online. Man, it's been a little bit. I'm happy to be back. How about you, John?
Me too. Been having a few technical difficulties with equipment.
Shipping difficulties with new equipment. I was planning on coming back with a major comeback, I guess, with a lot of new equipment, whole new setup. Pandemic hit, and of course, shipping is horrible, and moving to a new location and setting it up with not getting the items we need to set it up. It happens, but we won't go any on into that much more. Of course, as I said, we've got Marianne and Bubba. Bubba
Hello.
is an awesome character. I love actually watching him when I go through Malice Manor because I know I've told y'all before, but I'm a major haunted house fan. Used to be an actor. Done it a couple times recently, but not in the past couple years. But Bubba, man, what actually got you started into the haunted industry?
Well, I never really knew much about it until an ex-friend of mine kind of convinced me into going volunteer at a little independent haunted house called Nightmare House that used to be over off Dixie Highway, out like you're going towards Westport.
Right.
And I got started there as a kind of a weird character, pretty much a deranged professor. And the costume they had was just like basic. And I asked the
Been
owner
there.
one night if I could change the costume up for one night. I used to have long hair. I ain't got it no more, but it's coming back. I went and had 200 individual braids put in my hair and did them all up in spikes and everything, did my own makeup, redid the whole entire costume. I took one walk into the actor's lounge, and she didn't even get a chance to say anything. Well, I didn't get a chance to say anything. She just looked at me and said, "That's your costume for the rest of the year." That's kind of
awesome.
what got me into
That's
it.
awesome.
I've worked at a couple other ones. Not really going to mention the names, but I've had some fun experiences. But I really found my home at Malice.
Right. That's awesome.
They let me be me.
And
They let me design my own costume. Everything that I do is completely off the top of my head. Nothing is scripted.
And there's still a new haunt too.
Yes,
so you're
this
coming
is only going to be
in
our second year.
and
And
rocking
last year
out.
we only had a half season.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because you got a late start this
Yep.
year. Of course, we'll have some challenges.
And hopefully we got a lot of the technical problems we had going last year. Fire alarm.
Look, we did good with that, okay?
It did suck though.
Right.
Right in the middle of the skit, all of a sudden all the lights come on and it's fire. I'm like, fuck. What do I do now?
Right. Is this a scare or is it real? I can see the customers
I mean,
going
people
through
were just
first timers.
dumbfounded. They just froze. They're like, is this real?
It's along the lines of, in that form, it's along the same lines of the haunt actor when they're like, is this fake blood or my blood?
Exactly. Fuck it, I'll find out later.
No, we didn't know ahead
Exactly.
of time that we're having a few technical difficulties. So, like, we were expecting things to happen.
But not as much as it did.
Right.
Although me, I would have went with that. See, look, my bitches are burning, bitch.
Man, I got the bodies on the grill and you done stayed too long.
Motherfucker stayed on there too long. It's extra crispy now. Shit, we got people jerky.
Good thing I like that char flavor.
A little smokiness never hurt.
That's great. And Marianne, I believe you told me you're returning to Malice this year as well?
Yes.
Also, Bubba did take actor of the year last year for Malice Manor for its first year.
Oh, heck yeah.
I was there at the
Congratulations.
cast
And
party
I
and
also
watched
got
it go
an
down.
award from Team Scare Factor
Right?
for funniest scare.
That's great. That's great. And it was. It really was. It was hilarious and
First
caught you
time I
off
came
guard.
through, I was not expecting it when I came in that room.
Nobody expects what comes from Bubba.
Well, no, I wasn't expecting
Me?
a redneck. Do you get what I'm saying? And it was the good
I mean,
kind.
yeah. I mean, the room I have, you expect more like a mechanic, almost.
Exactly. I was.
But then I pop out of nowhere, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, man.
At
And
first,
the
I
beer
thought it was
cans
gonna-
start going.
Yeah. Like I was like, that's a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
I actually had to ask for them beer cans because I'm not a drinker.
Me
But
either. So
my haunt family came through. I've got plenty more to spare for this year,
Right?
and I'm pretty sure they'll bring me even more.
Hey.
Yeah, that's convenient.
I feel it, dude. I feel that. Like all I know is I just was not expecting it from you. And Marianne as well won an award too for most versatile actor.
And it was her first year. Her first haunt year period, I believe.
Yeah,
I
right?
didn't know what I was doing. Like, Johnny told me don't suck. Because I called Johnny freaking out on my way over there because it's like, I went to Malice Manor when they first opened, and then the next weekend I'm working there. And I've never done this before. Like, I called Johnny because I work with him. Well, at least I used to. And I called him. I'm like, what the do I do, man? What do I do? And he's like, don't suck. I'm like, the fuck does that mean anything to me right now?
When you say don't suck, that should make you think to yourself and go, okay, what would I want to see in a haunted house? Because that wouldn't suck. Because then that tells you what you need to do.
But I didn't know what to do. I didn't go to any training days. And when I came in there, I had no clue what I was going to do, what I was going to be, anything. And so, like, my mind was, like, racing all over the place, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And they sent me this Batman room.
But here's the thing. Once you got in there and you got in the groove, you killed it, and you're back for another year. It's fun.
Oh, my God, it's like
It's
therapy.
great.
Look, I get to peel all the way every little layer, and I could just be the sick little fucked up individual I am. And, like,
Nobody complains.
They just think it's a damn act now. They know
No,
that's
like-
really who
like-
the fuck I am.
I mean,
I just hide
These
it
are
the
my
rest of the year.
emotions bottled up, and I'm getting them out.
Oh
like-
yeah, it's a great way
Yeah.
to release aggression.
look,
That's it.
I came
As
in
long
there
as you
every
don't
night.
actually hurt them, but you give them fear,
Oh yeah.
you're okay.
You're doing your job.
Well, like, I went in there every night not knowing what I was going to do. I'd have to go find Joker and Amanda and be like, where am I at today? I never knew coming in where I was going to be, where I was going to go. And all I got told is on the spot that we may have, like, Scare Factor or somebody coming through. And I'm like, who are these
With
people?
her
I don't know
being
what
a
I'm looking for.
newbie, she doesn't know when we get a haunt reviewer group come through. Give it your all. Give it everything you've got.
Well,
give
I
it the best
gathered that
shows
part.
you could possibly give.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you give the rest of the customers it, but make sure you're on point when you're doing it for the reviewers.
Exactly.
Try not to mess up.
I didn't
Right,
know what
right.
it were.
But it does happen. You can't help it.
But I didn't even know
You
what
slip.
they were, so, like, it meant nothing to me. I'm just like, oh, okay. What, man?
Been
Like,
there.
I every day I would go in, I knew nothing about what I was going to be. Nothing. They're
Right.
like, okay, we need you here. Okay?
See,
I don't
but
get a heads up for
that's
tomorrow.
why you got the award for versatility, and that's a really good skill in the haunted house industry.
You know what my
right?
first job in the haunted house industry was? I was a reliever for a haunt that was just the part that I relieved in was probably about the size of your all's haunt. I relieved half of it, someone else relieved the other half. Okay? I was constantly moving all night to a different spot every 10 to 15 minutes. So I had to learn how to be versatile as fuck.
Right.
And whatever costume I did kind of went along like it would work with whatever room I was going
You just
in.
adjusted to embrace
See,
the character.
See,
The
me,
character, I didn't really have a character back then because
Oh, really?
it was me moving so much, you really didn't have time to come up with a
he
full
had to have a new story
Yeah.
for every spot. Me, when I did it, I got put in my spot, and they kept me in the same spot for like 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
He was good at it though.
Yeah, that's basically how they did it with me. My first
He
day
took
there,
a spot that nobody fucking wanted, and
Nobody wanted,
Destroyed it.
nobody could kill it, and I had people falling downstairs there.
oh,
he had them
My-
laughing.
I had laughs, I had terror, I had all of it. It was great. It was fun. Like you said, it's a complete release of everything you hold inside.
It is, and like for me, like a lot of people they break character in between groups, and like I couldn't do that because like I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing, and then B like any group that comes through, it's always different because I don't know what I'm gonna do, and all I have is this. This is the idea behind the room because I've only ever been dragged through it once, and so this is the idea behind the room. When the lights go out, showtime. And so, like, I had very little concept of what to do. And for me, I never broke character, like, because I couldn't always hear the cues from other people.
Right.
So, like, to me, it sounded like there was always somebody in
that's always very smart to do that, especially for a newbie.
Yeah.
To not break character, because you never know when a group's going to pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And even when, like, say, when Joker and Amanda come through,
Exactly.
I try to stay somewhat in the character,
You're not supposed to break
even though I know
You
how
never
to
know
switch
if
back
they've
and
got
forth.
somebody walking with them that's trying to
Exactly.
see the show.
Now, if it's just them, and I know it's just them, I can drop out of character, be me for a moment, and then hop right back in because
Exactly.
I'm used to
there.
doing
See,
it.
they don't even want
course,
to
you're
do
a
that because
veteran
they want to
actor.
see the show, too.
Well, like there'd be times like when I was working, they'd come through with water bottles. Like, hey, you need a drink of water.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep some creepy voice. Yes, I want water.
I would.
Look, I never broke character. Like, they'd be up there in the rafters, and, like, you could see me pacing the room trying to figure out what I'm going to do next or see if, like,
It's
'cause
keeping
sometimes I
your
want them to
energy
just
up, your
walk in
adrenaline.
Exactly.
as I'm
What
doing
you
something
get in your
stupid.
groove.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to get back in it. I'm like, even with the little bit of dead time you have between groups, yeah, you might want to kind of calm down a little bit, but if you let your adrenaline go down too far,
Oh yeah,
and that group comes in, you're not going to have enough spark to just jump out of nowhere and do
you're
what you do.
exactly right.
Remember
You're
when me and
exactly
you did the
right.
Christmas
I had a
one?
little
Yeah.
speaker.
Remember the back hallway I had?
Mhm.
I was constantly pacing up and down that, checking here in the pirate area, checking in the arcade room, just watching them from here to there, and just I'd come out with you sometimes, and we'd do something to them in the arcade. You'd follow them to the next room,
No,
and
you'd beat the crap out of me, or at least try to. And
Uh,
I'd go take off, and I was already ready for them because I'd have to go take off past them.
that's great.
yeah,
That's great.
and then I would pop back into the hole in the wall and run back down the hallway and just watch them come through the other room through a hole in the wall. And then I'd know when they were in my room, I'd just fucking bust out and fucking go crazy at them.
Right.
First
See, you
night-
did that to me a couple times. You looked out the hole and started hollering my name.
Yeah. And then I was like, I called your daughter's name too because I was like,
yeah,
I ain't gonna say it, but I called
yeah, that
her
was
name
great.
and made her freak out a little bit.
right.
It's like when you took your son through, and I was in the wolf costume, and you guys liked the effect of me running against the trees. Like, that was because, like, I was running back and forth trying to watch for people. Because over the music, like, sometimes, like, that music you hear all night long, so, like, it starts to sound like people.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
it
And, like,
does.
and it's so loud. Like,
That's the one thing I liked about being back in the Christmas room is at least there was metal music playing, and it had at least a few different songs, like at least 5 different songs playing. So I was able to go, okay, I'm pumped.
No, I think it was the one time, like, I was stuck in, we had a phobia room. And it happened to be my phobia.
Right.
I'm terrified of spiders, let alone bugs.
Oh.
And I got stuck in this room, and I'm supposed to be like the dead mother. It's like, he's like, I don't know, just be a dead mother or whatever. And I'm like,
Y'all have seen how she freaked out when she first met my 2 little girls, my baby rats.
I don't like things that
Sound like critters.
I don't mind rats, but
No, it's
I know.
But like, they put me in the room with all the spiders, and like, first of all, I'm terrified of spiders, and now this is my room all night long, and there just so happened to be this little
Do
hole
I
that I can
quit?
crawl up underneath of, because like, I tried to like crawl in with, I just couldn't crawl in with spiders like up with me too.
Right.
Well,
And
if
so,
I know
like,
they're
I would-
fake, I'm okay.
I feel it. Yeah, you know that. I guess, but if you go through and you got a phobia of spiders and you start getting fake cobwebs on you, you don't know they're fake.
Yeah,
I mean,
cobwebs.
it's just that
That just
mind
makes
over
me want to
matter
go get the
shit.
cobwebs
I know,
out
but
now.
like it messed with me for a while. Like, but I got to use that to play on other people as well
Right.
because I could crawl up underneath this little area next to the speaker. Like, this is where another thing with it, I never knew someone was coming. Because A, I'm crawling in the hole, and B, like I can't see if anybody's coming, and so I'm looking for feet. And all I have is a speaker right here in my ear, and I'm looking for feet crawl
I
down
know
here
how you
forever.
feel that one speaker's right above my hiding place. And
That's
it just
great.
echoes in there so
And it's
badly.
just right here, and you don't know what it is anymore after it just starts to sound like a wah wah wah. Like, you don't know what anything is
It
anymore.
just
You
sounds
can't
like
just
everything's
explain.
running together.
Like
It
that
does.
year when I was the priest a few years ago.
Right,
up
right.
there.
I remember that.
Oh my god, dude, the speaker was literally right in the area where I was at, right here, and all I kept hearing all night was. And I'm in one of the most haunted places in the fucking world, just standing here in this fucking room with all these lights and shit going off, looking at these statues like, that motherfucker just moved.
No, it's just lighting.
Right.
But the thing
Think it's
is, it
lighting.
didn't really bug me if it actually had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It was
see,
just like, I wanted to know if I was seeing shit or not.
But no, but see, you don't work with this motherfucker right here because, like, I'll be sitting there going around in the room when there's no group coming through, waiting a group, and this motherfucker comes snatch me up and fucking by the throat, slam me against the wall, and fucking, I'm just like this.
She never sees it coming.
No, because
Right.
he'll sneak up on you and come throw little hideaways.
I may be a big
I'm
guy, but
busy
I'm
pacing my
pretty
room.
fucking quiet.
Look, I'm
Me
just
too.
pacing my room, waiting
Say
for
even the
next
caster
group.
targets.
Like, out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like, I get snatched
The
up.
cast should always be targets.
Right?
If they're not on guard to be scared at any point in time by a noise or anything, then you got a problem.
That's how I feel about it. Keep them on their toes.
There you
Keep
go.
your
Toes,
on your
motherfucker, you
toes.
pinned me against the wall, but my throat like 10 times.
Hey, he puts you
Hey,
on
that was
your
fun.
toes.
That's great. That's great. Oh, man.
He's made me almost piss myself a couple of times because, like, it's like when you guys came through and I was going back and forth with the yes, Jesus loves me and smacking myself. Type
Right.
Shit.
Right.
Like, I mean, I was all, like, I did that in between steps.
You was
too.
in that, like, poltergeist room that day, weren't you? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm sitting there rocking back and forth waiting for people and he comes and he snatches my ass up, like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready at all.
Gotta
Like,
learn to listen.
I'm in my own little world, just waiting
Right.
for someone.
Right.
And
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what y'all have done this year. I've heard y'all have done
I'm
a
waiting to see
lot,
what they
a
did with
lot of new
Satan's room.
things, a lot of new things to the haunt.
Yeah, we got a few new things. We can't really talk about anything that's been changed, but expect the unexpected.
I'm waiting
Right.
to see what y'all have done with Satan, what they've done with Satan's room. Because I heard that they didn't get it fully finished last year like they wanted to.
Yeah, I don't believe it was fully finished either, but that room was pretty good.
But look, from experience, I've worked that room, and you know what? With that room being the way it is, nothing really needs to change. Because for real, I've had people try to climb the wall to get away from me. I've had them run into walls and doors.
Well,
I've had to
see,
chase them down the actors' hallway and couldn't catch them because they kept running.
I haven't seen that. When the person that was working in that room, when I came through, they did a good job, yeah, but they were stationary and didn't really get out there. And to me, I feel like that whole room should have been that floor instead of that open space, too. They should have done more of that, personally. And she should have been out there moving around with them because it kind of sucks being on that floor part.
Well, it just depends on the actor or actress that's in that room, depending on what they do. I mean, we've got one actress that goes in there; she's up on the walkway with them, and then we've got some that just stays in the middle and just basically pretends that the people are just pieces of meat.
I mean, you really don't know.
I mean, that's the best
But
way
in
I
order
can
to
say it.
hear what they're saying in that room, they do have to be very loud.
Yeah, that room is fucking loud as hell. You can hear that damn thing all the way outside.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's great
I
when you
know.
can chase them back and forth and see. That's what you ever got to see. Is there's been times that they would be coming running out of Bubba's room to run into me and the floors because it was my room and those nights they become my rooms. But
They're hers.
it is my room. If I'm in it, it's mine.
See, that's my
That's
rule now.
exactly right.
That's all that matters. And so like, Bubba would be chasing him out of his room and into mine, and they'd be running right back to him.
Oh, we just had a lovely game
I
of pickle.
mean,
I wish
Right,
y'all
right.
could come see
Monkey
me
in the
this
middle.
year, but I doubt it'll happen. Just because I'd like y'all to come through my haunt.
I'd love to come through it.
I would.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I like it. I like when they do
Hopefully there
the
might be a
different
night that y'all are
haunts.
open that
We're
we
only
get
usually
done.
open on Fridays and Saturdays.
And y'all are open all 3 days, aren't you?
Friday, Saturday this year.
To be determined.
Okay.
Not really
Okay.
sure what it is. Stuff
Maybe
can change.
specific weekends, close.
I
Yeah.
know last year, I think Sundays y'all weren't really that busy.
Now we have, according to what I know, we haven't really set the full schedule up yet. But as of right now, it's pretty much going to be every Friday and Saturday in September and October. Don't know what day we're actually starting yet. It could be the beginning of the month, could be the middle of the month.
Right.
Not real sure.
Well, I already
It
know
depends
that.
on a lot of stuff that has not been determined yet.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
and I know
gotcha.
that if we're open, this year we'll definitely be open on Halloween because that would be our last day this year.
I mean, I don't
You
even
wouldn't
know
go
when
after?
our last day will be.
Like usually the weekend after Halloween.
Last year we did, I think, because of the way the scheduling worked out.
Right.
But this year, Halloween falls on a Saturday.
So yeah, so that would be the last weekend. I feel you. If Halloween fell on like a Wednesday, you do it that following weekend.
Yeah,
Maybe or something like that.
but that's how the scheduling worked out because we're usually open for 6 weeks.
I can't wait till we get like a year-round haunted house.
That's kind of what Malice Manor's trying to be.
Yeah, we do a few off-season events, but
Like,
because
remember
of,
we did the Christmas event?
Yeah, we did
Uh-huh.
Christmas.
We did
we did Valentine's Day.
The Friday the 13th one in March got canceled.
Yep,
Yeah.
and then the one in April that we were supposed to have that
Yeah.
I don't even know what the theme was supposed to have been.
No, they wouldn't even tell us.
I think it was
Yeah.
supposed to be like spring or something.
I
I don't know
we
exactly.
don't know. They wouldn't tell us. It was a
Right.
surprise for everybody.
Because they'll save it for next year.
Well,
Yeah.
see, they weren't going to even tell us before that because they wanted to keep it even on a surprise for us too.
Well, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, don't just think every event you come to you're going to see the exact same Bubba.
You shouldn't.
No. My costume changes, my whole persona changes, just depending on what part I'm. Yeah, mood really.
I mean, for real.
That and depending on what type of theme the event is. I mean, we did the Valentine's Day event, and I was baby Bubba. I had a diaper on, had a big ass fucking
I know I got a
pacifier.
picture
That
of
was
it.
great.
Oh yeah,
that was great. I was there too. Yeah, that was great.
I mean,
Diaper Bubba.
Went to other haunts dressed up as Bubba Bear. I've got a couple new ones that I'm floating around in my head. One that's in the works of a different style of Bubba, but you'll have to come and see me to find out what it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that.
I mean, each day is going to be different. You never know what Bubba's going to come out. Look, I might look like I am now. Might look like a biker. Might look like a complete little child. You just never know. Depends on what I feel like doing that day.
I could see you doing the whole jumpsuit, mechanic's jumpsuit too. Like, I think we actually had a conversation. You see a mechanic, but I'm not talking like your average mechanic. I'm talking like
You
big
talking about
burly
the beer
guy.
gut hanging out, half the ass cracked, and all that shit.
Right.
Look, driving over here, we saw this vehicle. Like, he really didn't think I was going to stop and try to get this vehicle for. It was like this little electric car, I swear to God, but it had
It
a
was
little
a
potty on the back.
smart car that had a little trailer on the back of it that had a porta shitter on it.
Oh wow!
I looked at that damn thing. I said, "It's the Bubba Mobile. I need it."
That's
I turned
great.
around. I went to go get in the other lane to try to turn around because I was like, all right, we're going to see what we can do to get this.
That's
Hey, he's
great.
an environmentally conscious redneck.
Hey, I bring my own place to throw up in.
That's great.
Hey, I ain't got to worry about finding a bathroom right there.
Yeah, but he's environmentally
Can I use your shitter? No, that's my throw up bucket.
I think I would be terrified of going to shitter.
Quit it.
Oh.
No, like, just you and your
No, I think it
photo
would look
and
more
your-
like an outhouse. He'd doll it up.
Oh, yeah.
No.
There's going to be a lot of improvements to this vehicle, but it was just a dream.
Oh, I feel
A quick 30-second.
Quit it.
2-minute
He wouldn't let
dream.
me stop.
Well, I didn't want to be late.
Where are
It happens.
It happens.
fucking traffic.
Yep.
No, just in my country background.
And that was funny. That was funny. You actually shared your location so I could watch the whole time. I was like, okay, she's on this road. She's at the intersection of. No, I went, Johnny, she just got off the highway.
And I turned my location off, so I wouldn't stop sharing my location. I just disappeared for a while.
Right. That's
I didn't
funny.
like you'd see me. I was still here. Don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm there on the side of the highway somewhere. And
That's
then I'll pop up
crazy.
somewhere else.
It's crazy the things we can do with technology nowadays. You know,
Oh, yeah.
little
I just
computer
didn't like
in
the
your
idea
hand.
that you thought that you could track me.
Oh,
I can do this without
we
stop
could
sharing
if we
my location.
wanted to.
Bubba's still new to a lot of this technology in the phone, but
It's alright, I got you.
I'm getting it a little bit.
Don't feel
Right,
bad,
right.
dude. I've had phones that I find shit that I didn't know they could do at all.
Exactly after I've
That's it.
got a new phone and I could just happen to get back in the old phone, I'm like, where the fuck was this at?
Yeah.
This could have been fucking useful.
No, you get a new phone, then you see a review online. It's like, my phone did
Like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this?
I remember when I first got my phone, like, this is the newest phone I had for a while, and I just stared at it. What the fuck does it do?
My
I remember when I got my
precious.
first smartphone, touchscreen smartphone. Like, I was sitting there like, this is so cool.
No, see, I remember moving down here 11 years ago, okay, and that's back when you still had to, like, pay for, like, $1.99 to have GPS on your phone for, like, 12 hours. And so when I moved down here from Ohio to Louisville, like, I wrote down all my directions on MapQuest. Okay.
Dude, that was everybody.
Oh, I
No,
remember
this was
that.
right
I'm glad I learned how to read a
That's
damn
crazy.
map.
I knew how to read a map, too. That's how I could get down here with writing my directions down.
I learned in ROTC how to read a map.
I mean,
Self-taught.
my
I could have
That's it, that
probably
was a trucker.
self-taught,
All
but
of
they
them were
kind of got
truckers,
me
so-
there a lot
I had a
faster.
Rand McNally, and I used to have a little semi-sports car, and I'd go on long drives, and then I'd trace it out in the Rand McNally.
well, no, see, I was a bad kid, and I seemed to get suspended from school for stupid shit.
Right, me too.
And so, like, my punishment was to, like, go, since my stepdad was a trucker, it was, no, I'm not going to do what you can go with your stepdad and go ride the truck. I got to sit there and read the map.
You're my co-pilot.
I mean, pretty much.
Come on, navigator.
I mean, I'd sit in the back and watch Day and Silent Bob and go navigate when I was got bored. I mean,
Me and my family, when I was younger, we used to go on a lot of road trips and everything, and they'd just be like, they'd hand me a map, they said, get us there.
Dang.
Shit. Okay.
If you insist.
I learned how to read a map pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, it's like, here's the
That's
map,
so.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I want to get there.
And that was also back in the day where you could go to AAA and they'd print you out the little step-by-step map.
Mhm.
No, I had the full foldable, damn, all the way across the fucking car. I had to fucking figure it out my damn self shit.
Right.
you know what's funny is
Not that easy shit, not that really easy shit we got nowadays. Just type in the fucking shit in your phone. And
Take this next left. Okay, I
Amazing
got
how
you.
reliant we are in technology.
Anymore.
and how
I
many
know.
people don't know the way around.
Yeah.
I used to do traffic control, okay? Like, I'm still a certified traffic control technician, so.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
Warn
Okay.
me when you're on the...
But look, I would run with the the power line. Okay, so we'd set up and break down detours all over the place.
Right.
I mean, it was mobile. We'd go 3-4 different spots, if not more, sometimes depending on what we were doing.
Right.
So it'd be amazing how many people don't know their way around if I close a road, or if I have to detour you somewhere. People
Where
don't
do
know
I
what to
go?
do. Yeah, they go.
Is
"Where do
there
I go?" Like,
another
I'm
way?
blocked off an entire neighborhood, and they're like, "Where do I go?" I'm like, "This is your neighborhood. You tell me that. You can't come through here. Find your way around. That's not my job to give you directions."
There's got to be a back entrance.
I mean,
don't
You
know.
don't know it?
I used to
Google it.
ride around when I first got my license, just take random back roads, just to see where the fuck it went.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what
I
I
never
used to
really
do.
liked getting on the freeway or nothing because people are idiots out there, and I like
Uh-huh.
cruising. I like seeing the scenery. I mean, you never know what you're going to see when you go on the back road.
I've
You
taken the
might
back
see a
roads
couple
from
cows,
here
you
to
might see some dude fucking his
Indianapolis.
daughter. You never know what the fuck you're going to see. Yeah, that's right, I said that.
It's best, put your daughter to the test.
Say, my cow is stuck in the fence again. All right, party.
Just keep the goat on the edge of the cliff. It'll be okay.
I mean, sometimes it's good shit. Sometimes you run across some pretty fucking scary shit, and you're like, oh, fuck, roll them up.
yeah.
Look,
I remember one time I was on a back road out going towards Eminence because I was going out to the Ren Fair, and I saw this little lake spot where a whole bunch of these like real pretty birds. I can't remember what they were, but like they had this bluish look to them.
Blue heron.
I think so. And they were all just sitting there, and then all of a sudden they all started flying away. It was so pretty.
Right.
See, go ahead.
My experience. Okay, this is gonna
Ladies
sound so
first.
fucked up.
Yeah.
I know, right? But anyway, there was one time Tech Nine came to town around the time when I first moved down here, and so my friend Mark and I we were gonna go to the Tech Nine show because like, hey, I need to go pick up my buddy. He lives out blah 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 somewhere. And I had no clue where I was going. Okay, so we go drive, pick up his friend. Okay, well, we're on the way back to come back to town to go see the Tech Nine show, and I get a blown out tire. Now, of course, I don't have a spare. And so it happens to be out in the middle of nowhere. Not only do I have with me a black guy, but a midget to go to the Tech Nine show. And I'm broke
That sounds
down.
like a good time.
Dude, no. I'm broke
Midget
down out in
time.
the middle of nowhere, bump up Indiana, okay? Like, I don't know where I'm at. And I'm in a skirt flip-flop, so, like, I'm not going to change the tire. And neither one of them can change the tire, so I got to go find someone. And they think they're going to go with me to go knock on someone's door and be like, hey, I need help. No, I'm not rolling up talking to someone. Hey, you got any tools when I got a black guy and a midget with me?
And
I'll
that's
take
a shame. And it's a shame that you actually have to think like that in some places. But
It is, but it is what it is.
But they were more worried about it being some Texas Chainsaw Massacre type shit. And I'm like, that's why you guys gotta stay in the fucking car.
Well, on
That's
her
why
note
I'm
about the
gonna go.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I was out in Nevada. I used to be a Class A truck driver. I was out on one of the back roads, and I swear to you, I come across somebody dressed up as fucking Michael Myers. Just out of nowhere, out of pitch black, just driving, nothing. There's a dude right there as I drove by in his white face. I swear it was somebody dressed up as Michael Myers, and then nothing. And I'm just like, fuck did I just see? Fuck it, I'm going.
That's the way it be. You live.
Yeah, I was down. I fucking floored that truck.
Well,
I
the
was
movie's
down, I woke-
real, I guess.
I
Hit
woke
the
up
gas.
the co-driver and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing 90?" You don't know what the fuck I just seen. I'm getting the fuck out of this area. He was half awake, still discombobulated about getting thrown around in the bed because it was a sleeper truck. And I was like, "Dude, I'll tell you here in a minute. Let me get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of township area at least.
Let me get to a well-lit fucking area." Because
There
where
you
I
go.
was at, it was pitch black. The only reason why I seen him was my headlights hit him.
And that white face stood out.
Yes, I mean, he had the full jumpsuit on, solid white face.
You know what?
I couldn't tell if he had anything in his hand, but I was like, I ain't sticking around to
What if
find
it
out.
was just a scarecrow?
Oh,
No, he was actually walking across the side of the road.
Okay.
He wasn't out in the field. He was literally right there on the line. And I had to swerve a little bit going by him because I caught him out of the corner of my eye at the last fucking second. Because it was just like nothing. Here's a guy. Nothing.
here's a crazy thing. You know what the original Michael Myers mask was?
Yes, it was, what's
Captain
his
Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
William Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner. It was just a mask of his face that they painted white.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's a little fun fact. For Michael Myers.
Yeah.
But man, could you imagine just seeing him out in the middle of nowhere, pitch black, side of the road. He's on the move. You know what? He's looking for his sister. I don't need to help. Bye.
I'm an avid horror fan, and I know when to get the fuck out of the area.
There you go.
I know when some crazy shit's about to happen. Bye.
It's like when your friend says, "Let's go check out that noise," and you're like,
Hell no,
"I'm
going out
good."
the way. Fuck you, you dumbass. Go do it.
I'll be right back.
Favorite horror movie.
Last words. Famous
Favorite-
last words.
Favorite horror movie.
I gotta say the whole Jason line.
The whole Jason series.
Yes, I'm
So
a
you're a
avid
big
Jason
slasher fan.
13th?
Huh?
You like the Friday the 13th series?
I do. I didn't like the newer one when they changed over from Robert Englund, but
No, Friday the 13th is
Oh,
Jason.
yeah, well, I mean,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a little fucked up.
Jason
right
is
now.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Jason. I mean, I liked it up till 10 when he went to space, but I thought they
Oh,
really
Jason,
got
That's what I was going to ask you too. I was like, man, what about when he went
And
to
then on the whole
space?
Freddy series, up until they did the new Freddy, and they changed it to I can't remember what his
The
name
guy
is.
from Watchmen.
Oh yeah, a guy from Watchmen, but where I originally seen him from was old school. What the fuck was that name of that movie? Billy Bob Thornton redid it about the baseball team. Bad News
Bad
Bears.
News Bears.
The
Okay.
original Bad News Bears. That's where I first originally found out who he was.
Really? He was in
Yeah,
that?
he was the young dude that was more the punk that came in on the motorcycle and tore up the baseball field and
Okay,
everything.
okay.
He had long hair. Yeah, I kind of followed him from there because I thought he was a bit of an interesting actor.
But personally, like, I loved him as Rorschach.
Yes, I did like that.
But him as Freddy almost seemed like just a darker version of Rorschach.
I thought it was more or less like a shot in the dark to Robert Englund because you can't replace Robert Englund as Freddy. He's been in through every one of them except that one. I follow a few groups on Facebook. I can't remember their names right
But
now.
even Robert Englund said he can't do Freddy anymore.
Actually, there's been talk about he's going to come back for another one.
See, and he's just been.
They've been
even
saying
said
that for years,
that,
though.
Yeah, but after the last one and all the controversy, I think there's going to be another Freddy versus Jason, and him and Kane Hodder's going to go at it.
Right.
I
That'd
don't know
be
how
awesome.
much truth that is. I've just read a few things on it through a couple different groups I follow, and I'm like, I hope to God this is true.
Yeah.
Because
That'd
I'd
be
love to see both of them back in their original form.
Now, like you were saying
Kane
before,
Hodder's
though,
still-
he's
Yeah,
been doing
he's
it
still
so
false.
long that his whole personality is just ingrained as the character Freddy. It's going to
Yes,
be hard to change
That's what
that
most people know him as. It's kind of hard to watch Robert Englund play in another role. Like, I watched a movie by Dee Snider from Twisted Sisters called Strangeland. And his role in that, first time I watched it, I said, no, Freddie, no. No, Freddie, no. And I almost couldn't even watch the whole fucking movie.
Oh, I
because
thought
Robert
it was
Englund
good.
in it.
I thought he did a
I
hell of a
love the
job.
movie, but I'm so used to seeing Robert Englund as Freddie, and I see him playing something else. It's kind of hard for me to see him as anybody else.
I understand that.
Right, I can feel
But
that.
see, that's where Kane Hodder gets in, and so does the guy that plays Michael
I mean,
Myers.
those two people were made for those roles.
But I'm saying that's just it. That's where Kane Hodder gets out those because he wears a mask and you don't see his face.
Exactly.
You know.
But
he
you
doesn't
know his
talk.
body type.
Well,
A lot of people really know his body type.
Yeah, but at the same time, they could find someone
It'd be
his body
easier to
Yeah,
have
but
a new generation Jason than it would
any
be a new
real
generation
horror
Freddy.
fan that knows the series and everything, they know when Kane came in. They know his mannerisms. They know how he walks, how he does certain things. And then you see somebody else come in, try to fulfill the same role.
Right.
You can see the difference in them, and then you're like, that's not the same person.
Right. I feel it.
I feel what you're saying.
Even though he's wearing a mask, you can't see who he is, you can still tell it's not the right one.
Right.
Just by the mannerisms, the way he walks.
Because everyone has to kind of make it their own.
Exactly.
But, like I said, though, it'd be easier for them to put someone else in that role than it would be with Freddy, just because Freddy has more of a...
There's no talking part.
Yeah, there's no talking. It's just mannerisms and moving. That's all it is. You're not having to talk or any of that. So that makes that a lot easier, because when you actually have to act...
But for the fans, I
know
think
what
they
you're
would
saying.
bring him back.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
What?
But
Oh.
eventually, Robert Englund will not do the role again because he'll
Oh,
say
yeah, I
he's
see
just
it
not
coming.
capable of doing it.
But I really hope he does come back for one final hurrah.
Now,
That'd be cool.
I did like the one that they did, but I don't know. There was something about it I didn't care for.
I mean, a fan of the series, I thought it was pretty cool. They put a little bit darker twist onto it and everything. But me also being a Robert Englund fan, it just wasn't the same to me. I liked the movie, but I did not like the movie
It
at the
didn't
same
have
time.
the same
It didn't have the
horror
same
slash
spark.
comedy.
Almost the same spark.
Exactly. Because
The
see,
same
Robert
twist that
Englund-
Robert Englund puts on.
Well, it's that plus there's always a little bit of comedy thrown in there.
True.
He finds a way to make something a laughable thing. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you think I get a lot of my inspiration from?
Well, that's kind of where I go with my clown character that I use. You know, my first job, yes, is to try to scare you, but I'm going to try to make you laugh or scare you too.
I mean, that's Roll of the Hunt pretty much. depending on the character, if you can't scare them, you make them laugh.
Exactly.
At least you got one or the other.
You want
They
to
don't
entertain
leave
them,
disappointed.
and you've entertained them. They can't say they weren't
Exactly.
entertained for their money.
How do they know that your character was supposed to scare them? You might have accidentally messed up your little cue. You might have tripped up, said something wrong, turn it into a joke.
Exactly.
Right.
Turn
It
it
could be
into,
anything.
at least turn it into a fun experience for the customers.
Well, it's kind of like last year. I was running through an airbag at some customers. The airbags on the sides.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I tripped up when I was coming out, so all I used, and I noticed they were all adults. So I went, "Oh my God, the vagina just spit me out."
Oh, the infamous inflatable vagina.
I heard that.
I was like, "Get into my vagina!"
That's great.
That was
That's
always
great.
been one of my favorite things to go through because you never know if an actor is actually hiding in there somewhere because everything's just so pushed around you. You can't
Right.
tell if somebody's just hiding down at
Right.
the bottom.
You don't know what's more than like a couple feet in front
well,
of you.
more or less, maybe a foot in front of you.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless
yeah.
if you're the
And
first
like you were
person
saying,
in line,
not even below like this
The way
level.
the
as
ones
far
that we
as you can
did
put your
last
hands out there,
year
as far
was
as you can see.
the first airbag she went through probably came up to about here.
I'm talking about the
But
one that they
then-
did the full body.
Well, I was about to say, but then they go from there into the full body one. Once they come out of the full body one, we had three different ones that were more ball shaped that came up here, like beach ball, volleyball,
Yeah.
bright colored type shit. But like, there's one here that came out, and one over here that came out, and over here, so you can kind of hide behind those. Or, there was this one where it was kind of pushed back a little bit, so I hit the one that was over here, and it pushed that one out and smacked the customer in the head. It didn't hurt. It just startled them because they weren't expecting it.
I mean,
Because it was soft silk with just
number
light
one
air
rule
in
of
it.
going to a haunted house: expect the unexpected.
Ain't that the truth? Anything could happen.
I mean, you never know what's real and what's not.
You could be thinking something's a prop and it's really a person about to, yeah, definitely.
And there is a lot of good actors that can pull that off.
I've
Yeah.
done it the last year of Industrial. I was the opener, and that was what I did. I sat on this chair and this throne across the nuclear river with all these bones that I had set up, and I had on all my armor and shit, and I just sat there on the chair as still as could be. And I had this mask on, so they couldn't tell that it was a real person. They thought I was just a statue there. They'd get up right across my bridge, right next to me, and then I'd just fucking on them.
Yeah.
And then they'd start
I did
screaming
something
and run.
similar to that. I acted like I was a marionette.
Right?
Like they'd come up, hit my hands, and I just let them go limp. They'd go back and forth. They stuck their hand inside my nose and the mouthpiece of my mask, and before wouldn't let it phase me. As soon as they turn their back, I come off. The group splits.
Mm-hmm. I love it when they're sitting there saying, "Oh, he's real." So I let them walk past just a little bit, and they're like, "Okay, I guess he wasn't real." And then I get on them. I'm real.
Pick and choose
Get
your
them
time
from
to come out.
behind.
Exactly.
Like we was talking about earlier, it's all about timing, reading the group,
Always
and doing what you
change
need to
stuff up.
do.
That way they can't go out there and tell their friends that are waiting in line, hey, this person in this room is going to come out here.
Right.
Okay. You think that. Just keep thinking that. It's going to change all the time, motherfucker. Everyone's getting a different show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can go out and tell them about your show, because your show's going to be different from the one they have.
Uh-huh.
That's right. That's one of the best parts. There's no true script to haunted house. So every time you go through even the same haunted house, you could potentially have different actors doing a whole different
Everybody does
story.
everything different.
Even the same actor could be doing a completely different story the next time you go through. Like you was talking about earlier, it's versatility, changing up. It's definitely a fun
I
experience.
mean, everybody that comes through my room is a complete different experience.
Yeah.
Nobody really gets the same experience. They might get some of the similar stuff, but everything is more or less different.
You're working off people's reactions
Exactly.
and everything.
Reactions, the way that they are acting in the room.
What you hear from another room.
Exactly. Possibly items of clothing that they're wearing, hairstyle. I mean, I had this one dude come in. He looked like he had a bag of Cheeto Puffs on top of his head. I chased him around calling him Cheeto. I mean, it's just spur of the moment shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta
and it's
think
great. And it's
You're an
great
improv
because you
actor.
can do that almost with no filter in
pretty much.
there. Yeah.
I mean,
we don't really have a filter.
I honestly, if
He
you
gets the
never,
most freedom.
You got,
Yeah,
I
I do
mean,
have a lot of freedom.
Both
limit
the most
with,
freedom.
like,
Mm-hmm.
kids or something like that.
but
other
that
than
goes with my character
yeah.
though.
Yeah. But, like, we also, like, we know when we have little kids coming through.
Yeah, we kind of
Because you'll hear,
y'all have
certain,
little
you'll hear
kids.
certain
Right.
things.
I don't want the poor little guy or girl to go home and have a fucking nightmare because of me.
Right.
I want them to have a good experience. I want them to be scared, but I don't want to give the poor thing a nightmare.
You want them to enjoy it
Exactly.
and come back.
because every kid that comes through is a potential haunter in training.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Depends on whether they
My
like
son
the
is.
experience. Oh, yeah. I had fun with your son. I hope he does come back again this year if we're open.
I want to.
I remember there was one time when I was a little kid, like, I got dragged down a trap door by Chucky. And, like, I was terrified of Chucky already because, like, I like scary movies, but, like, I would hide behind my mom's recliner when she was watching movies. And so, like, I was scared of it, but I wanted to see it. And so, like, what was worse for me is I got dragged down a trap door by Chucky. Freaked all the way to fuck out.
Right.
Talk about messed up experiences. I mean, one of the first few haunted houses that I ever went to as a kid, I had a very bad experience. I got trampled by the entire group. I was getting ready to come through some fear flaps, basically. And right as soon as I did, all the lights kicked on. The actor came out. I don't think he realized I was there, knocked me down, and I got trampled by everyone. That was a bad experience. But yet, I used that bad experience and gave it another shot, and look at me now.
That's great. That's right.
I
I'm
love
glad
it.
you did.
I've been in and out of the haunt industry for, I want to say, probably about almost 17 years now.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually featured in book number 2 of Haunters Against Hate.
Awesome.
I could have done that with my clown one, with the Book of Clowns that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I chose not to because I don't really know what they're actually putting their money towards. Like, I know what they're saying they're putting it towards, and they probably are, but they have to be making some type of profit to keep doing it.
I mean,
And
whatever they're doing a good job because
I
they're
know.
spreading the word. There's a lot of
that, and I didn't have a good enough picture to send to them.
I
I have
understand that
good
one.
pictures, but I was told by someone they were looking for more like the HD photos stuff. which
Yeah,
have the
I got
capability
lucky
of
with the
doing.
photo that got sent in for me because it was actually a professional photo shoot. We had come through the Manor, and the picture that got used, to my knowledge, was the first promotional picture that we used for the Manor.
Awesome.
I mean, I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, where I've been told, it was.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, it's lovely. It's a great honor to get that experience. So they choose you, even for any promotional picture, let alone the first one.
Right.
Which they could have put me as the last promotional picture. I would still felt as honored as being the first.
Right. Right. The fact that
Yeah,
they
that's
chose
how
you
Midian felt with his.
in the first place.
Yeah.
My buddy Midian, he was the fire breather over at Asylum. I don't think he worked last year or the year before because I think he had a heart attack or something. And but he was the fire breather over there. He loved doing it.
I mean, I took a 2-year hiatus off for personal family reasons and came back last year to Malice Manor, being the first haunt coming back fresh, and I fell in love all over again. I was sad when haunt season hit because being a seasonal actor, you feel it. You know when it's happening. You get sad and depressed when you don't get to experience it yourself.
Right. Right.
I mean, but it's a passion. It's not for everybody.
Oh God, no!
I mean,
I've
we
had
get people all the
quit.
time that comes in there, they try it, they either gonna like it or they hate it. It's either gonna come back or don't.
Yeah, I've seen people make it a day. I've seen people make it an hour before.
Yeah.
And just
I've
this
seen
ain't
some
me.
pretty quick turnovers.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. People don't realize that. You have customers that come through like, I wish I could work at a haunted house. Yeah. Come on.
Come on,
Work
try
at
it.
it.
See
Try
the
it
hell
out.
that we put up with on a daily basis to entertain.
Right. The rooms can be hot. It
Freezing
could
cold.
be
Oh my
freezing
God,
cold. It could be a customer's drunk and trying to fight you.
You deal with a lot of them.
Oh, but it's still fun.
Yeah,
Even
I mean,
with
you
all
do
the
deal
stuff
with
you
a
put
lot
up
of
with,
asshole
it's
customers
amazing.
throughout the night. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Don't let it break your spirit. I mean, for a new person, first time dealing with someone like that, yeah, it can hurt you. It can, like, throw your whole groove off, make you mentally unstable and everything. But if you're truly wanting to give it a try, you'll just kind of let it go and just continue with the next group.
Right.
Let security and those people handle the assholes.
That's
Yeah,
it.
as long as you
That's
ain't
it.
putting your hands on me during the time, we're straight. Put your
Exactly.
hands on me, we got a problem.
That's
Exactly.
awesome. That's
And
awesome.
with us being male actors, we always watch out for our female actors.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know that some bad shit happens to female actresses, no
Mhm.
matter what haunt they're in.
Yep.
But we take care of our own.
That's it.
Each haunt
I
is
popped
their
out
own
walls on
individual
people and
family.
everything.
But the haunters as a group, as an entire community, is an even bigger family.
Yes, definitely. Most definitely. It's like when I volunteered at 7th Street. I only did that a couple weekends, you know what I'm saying? When I volunteered at 7th Street when it was still up and running, now American Horrorplex.
Yep.
I completely lost track of where.
I get that.
No, they had a chant. They had a chant that was like
One of us.
One of us.
I volunteered one night for a Christmas event at them when I was at another haunt after our season was done. It was a little off-season event, and they started chanting that. And even I came in there, I didn't really get to do a lot of acting because I had to have surgery on my leg. I hit a deer on a moped at 40 mile an hour and splintered my fibula bone.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's. But I was in a boot. I got to act a little bit, but they still accepted me for who I was. They treated me as one of them.
And that's awesome.
That's how haunt families should be.
Definitely. Most definitely.
I mean, you got your haunts.
I mean, we had girls from Lexington come down
Yeah.
from their haunt for the
Fear
Christmas
Fair,
one.
I believe it was.
No,
Or Wicked
no.
World. No, it was Wicked
Yeah,
World.
Wicked World.
Yeah, and I've talked to a couple of them that came down, and I openly gave them an invitation because I know Amanda and Joker would not mind for them to come down when they're not doing theirs and volunteer with us. Because we love having haunters from other haunted houses come and share their experiences with us and share their acting styles with us.
Right. Definitely.
Because everybody's different.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But you can always learn from each other as
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean,
You could definitely
And the
expand.
thing is, most haunt actors, like the type that we are completely different from the thespian actors because they're usually set on certain types of things. Like we had a thespian actor that worked up at Waverly for a while that ended up leaving from there and went to industrial. Our last 2 years we were open. Well, I had to take over the front the last year we were open from that dude, because he had too many things going on in his life. He couldn't handle doing the haunt that year at all.
Yeah.
So, like, I took over for him, but what he was doing was completely different from what I did, because he's more of a thespian. He was like sitting there and
He had to do the
good
whole
evening,
speech.
welcome to Industrial Terrorplex, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, every haunt has their introduction person. It just takes the right one to make the experience even more better.
It depends. See, to me, an introduction, you do and don't need one. It depends on your haunt and if you're trying to tell a story.
Yes, a background story about the haunt or setting the mood for the haunt.
It's kind of like last year, Jessica sets the mood for the haunt.
Yep.
She just comes in and she's kind of creepy and shit like that. And that works. It's great for setting up the mood. And then you move over to fucking Jeff.
got it. Good cast from there.
Which the thing from Jeff that kills me is Jeff was just like us acting. Completely all fly. Yeah. And it's weird for me to sit here and see him doing an actual acting role and the point where he's on a script.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, Jeff's even really ain't on a script. He just kind of runs with people as they come in. I mean,
Oh, I know.
He's a
He
caretaker.
changes up, but
I mean,
he
he's a
does the same
caretaker, but I mean,
spiel. You know, the good evening, welcome to Malice Manor thing, pleasure, pain, stuff like that.
Right. Right.
He does that, but then he'll do something after that which makes it more personal to group.
He has a basic role that he's playing that he can adapt for each.
Where I've seen him play a role where he was worse than Bubba, and it was him and two other people in there doing it. They were a trio that worked together.
The
mutilated pigs.
Oh,
I heard
the
about
pig
that.
butchers. They were
And
awesome.
Jeff, when he was in that room, fucking just killed it. Like, he would just go off sometimes, and he would realistic shit on customers. Like, what the fuck are you coming here for now? You had all season to come see us. You know what I'm saying? Now you're going to come at the end of it and ram us all up so that we're all here till fucking in the morning.
Yeah, it happens, and sometimes
I know,
But it was great with the role he was playing. He could tell them the truth and make it an act.
But I mean, that's
Exactly.
Jeff, though. I mean,
Like he was talking about, completely release your frustration. Take your walls down. Find a way to do it.
Don't suck.
Yeah, don't suck.
like, I mean, I get to feel all those layers away. I don't have to be Marianne. I don't have to be Mommy. I don't have to be anything except for the little fucked up thing that I am. And, like, it's amazing.
It is.
It's like being able to release everything in a controlled environment, and it's like being paid to go to therapy.
Basically, because it's kind of like you're getting paid to go do that, versus where if you were to pay to go to somewhere like Smash Lab or something to break shit.
All right, guys. I hate to do this, but we are actually coming down to the last few minutes of our show for the day. So I wanted to stop us and give these guys a chance to plug their haunt or anything else that they're currently working on. You want to tell us a little bit about?
Yeah, just Malice Manor. We start in September. I'll let you guys know whenever the opening dates are that you can possibly post something about it.
Right.
And let people know. Come out, have a good time. Come play with Bubba. Come see this crazy ass.
I wonder what she'll be doing this year.
You never know.
I don't even know yet.
Right.
It's still up for debate.
But we're located in Clarksville, Indiana, over off Providence Road. Bill, I'm not really sure what the address is.
I
I'll
know that
get you
the
info.
website is thathauntedplace.com.
Thathauntedplace.com. You heard that. We will put a link in the description. I don't think I've remembered to do that before.
I mean,
so
you
we
can
need to
always
remember to
check
do that
out
this time. We're putting a link to their
Facebook
site.
page. They'll give you a lot of information. You can see a lot of pics from last year and just get a little bit of a feel of the place.
Now, Bubba, do you want to tell people who you really are, or do you just want to stay Bubba?
I think he's always Bubba.
I think so,
Well,
too.
I mean, at my normal job, I'm still Bubba.
Yeah.
It's on my name tag and everything. I'm well known, starting to get well known around Clarksville as Bubba. I don't really come out of my character even in the haunt season. I just dial it down quite a bit for the general public because I'm working, but I
Gotta
still
make a living.
promote.
That's awesome.
Gotta make a living.
Yep. I still
That's it.
promote even in the off seasons, especially when we do getting ready to come up off season events, or even just promoting the haunt in general. It gets people interested in it. Because I know a lot of people have been stuck inside, ain't never had nothing to do, and some things are starting to open up. Come try your chance with us. You'll
That's
have a good
awesome.
time.
I mean, I would recommend them. I work at another haunted house, but I will recommend other haunted houses because I've been there and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
It was different
It was.
from every other haunted house I go to. I mean, there might be some similarities here and there, but it's different at the same time.
Well, we don't have a theme, though. It's like we're stepping things up from last year to where you don't know what to expect this year.
I
That's
mean,
good.
you may think walking through the haunt, there's a similar theme with a few rooms, but then you get hit out of nowhere with something completely different, and everything changes.
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
I mean,
I mean,
I learned interesting things about your shark there.
sushi.
Yeah, sushi.
Oh, man, but it's been real great having y'all here. Bubba, your first time, Marianne. It's always great to have you
here.
here. Second, third,
150th.
fourth.
Never know with her.
I think you're
Exactly.
stuck with us.
Fuck keeps taking my damn hat.
It's because she wants to be you.
No,
But
no,
it's-
no, 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 I
She
don't.
wants to be. She wants to be Girl Bubba right now.
No, 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 no.
What
Well,
would
you
her
get us
name
get
be?
going.
Bubba.
No, Bubba.
No.
No.
All right, y'all.
Hey, but it's been great having y'all here. I hope you've had fun hanging out with us, and definitely check out Malice Manor. It's been great, guys.
Have a good one.
Y'all have a great one. Join us
Bye.
again next time.
Later. Bye.